Hi all, JK here on a Saturday night doing YouTube videos rather than going out trying to get my leg over. Hope you're all having a good night anyway. So this is a post-test drive opinion video on the Focus st2 diesel variant. I rolled up expecting it to be the petrol version, but for some reason he rolled up in a diesel. So he was a bit of a dodgy dealer actually. He tried to get 100 quid out of me deposit. Don't ever do that. Don't ever part with money when test driving. They shouldn't do that. But other than that, we went on the drive. And there she is in all her glory. So it's a usual video, likes, dislikes. I'm going to go over interior, exterior, mechanics, steering, feedback, all that jazz. And the same with dislikes. So, likes. The seats. Now, the seats are very attractive. And I didn't realise it, but they're Recaros. Now, I think these in this picture are full leather, but the ones that I were in today, the car that I were in, the headrest was leather, the sides were leather, but the rest was cloth. But nevertheless, they looked like that. They were nice looking, and I really liked the look. So, good there. The steering, if you watch the video, you'll see that I'm impressed with the steering again. It's similar to the FK2 steering, but less feedback. So the FK2 Type R is better. Probably, I'd say my EP3 Type R is better as well, because it's hard to say, you know, I'd need to put new suspension in so it's all firm again, but it was still good steering. It's okay to compare this car with my EP3 because I've gone down a level now, so I've done the mega hatches. You know, the RS3, the Merc and the Type R and the Golf. I'm now back on the EP3 level, so it's fair to compare these cars with the EP3 Type R. So yeah, I really love the seats and the steering. The steering's really good. I think the EP3's is better though. The brakes were really good. And I asked the dealer if they were Brembos, and as usual he said I don't know, but I'm pretty sure the way they felt they were Brembos. And going by the picture, they look pretty beefy, and I'd be surprised if they weren't Brembos, to be honest. They felt very good indeed. I mean, what's this one here? They look like Brembos to me. So let's just say they were. Dealer didn't have a clue, but the brakes were very good. The refinement. On the motorway it was very good. It was very quiet. We do 70 miles per hour on some rough road, a bypass, a dual carriageway, quite rough tarmac, quite really good. As refined as my Golf and the German metal I drove. Obviously the Type R wasn't well refined on the motorway, but like she said, the dealer said it was more a racetrack car. It was literally ready to go straight on the track. So yeah, very good refinement, good on the motorway. It's a diesel, so I guess it's a sort of car someone would buy that is up and down the motorway a lot. So yeah, there's that. And the ride. So, you know, it's. I read the reviews on this car, and they're saying it's this and the ST are they're more for everyday use on everyday roads rather than a racetrack. One journalist said he took it on the racetrack and he was disappointed. It ran out of legs. The brakes overheated after 5 laps. The tyres went, all that jazz. But in real life situations, this car's good. This is what he said, and I agree. Very comfortable on bad roads. Went on some bad roads today. It swallows bumps like they aren't there. We were on one bit of tarmac where it was literally, you know, really wavy, and that got uncomfy. But ultimately, it's a car you could quite easily drive every day on the road and live with it. You wouldn't get tired of it being a bit too firm. Yeah, it's up there with the German stuff. So yeah, good suspension on rough roads. So the dislikes. The looks, to me, are neutral. It's the same as the Type R, FK2. Doesn't do it for me. It's not that attractive in my eye, although everybody's got their own taste. And it's a little bit flash, especially with those seats staring at people that are looking in. So, you know, I personally wouldn't feel safe leaving that where I venture. You know, I go some dodgy areas, and that's not because I choose to, it's because friends and family live there. So, you know, there's that. And then next there's power. Now, if you watch my video, about 2 or 3 minutes in, I give it a bit of power. You know, I fly up to 70 miles an hour, and I held it at higher rev. And as I put my foot down, it already peaked, and then went into the red, and then, you know, I say great sound. So that's, I guess, is the fact it's a diesel. Had that been a petrol, then, you know, I wouldn't have had that problem. It's the first performance diesel I've ever driven, so I wasn't used to it, I guess. But to me, it felt like power ran out too early in the rev range. You know, that could be me. Maybe you're used to diesels and you disagree with me. Maybe you think it's great, but to me, it needed more power at a later rev range. It needs shorter ratio gears as well. I found the gear changes to be quite large, and it's supposed to be a sporty car, so that sort of killed it for me. The box is quite good. It's, you know, the Type R box is brilliant. It snaps into place. This is FK2 and EP3 I'm talking about now. Those boxes are brilliant. You know, the form that you want to change gear, because whereas this car, I wasn't too bothered. And because it was so well refined, I couldn't tell sometimes what gear I was in. So, because it's so quiet. I have a feeling they've used a fake soundtrack as well when you put your foot down, because when you do get some noise, it's nice. I do quite like the noise that you do get, but I have a feeling that might be fake, because by their very nature, small diesels are quiet, and they're supposed to be. You know, they're not designed for performance, really. They're designed for chilling out. So yeah, it could do with more power, in my opinion. So it'll be interesting, because the next test drive is going to be the Seat Leon Cupra. I think that's how you say it. Hopefully tomorrow that's going to be. So it'll be interesting to compare that with this diesel, because they are on the same level. They're GTI spec. I think they're called Cup level cars. So yeah, it needed more power, and it needed shorter gear change. And then after a while, the seats did hurt. My test drive was what, 30 minutes, and on that bumpy road I was telling you about, the wavy road, my arse started falling asleep a little bit, and the dealer was there. Oh yeah, you know, it's really responsive, and the seats are really comfy. And I was thinking, not really. Well, actually, when I pulled up, I said to him, everything on this car is great, but the last road you took me on, coupled with the uncomfy seats, made me not like the car. And he says, oh well, that's fair enough. But yeah, my arse did start falling asleep quite early in the drive as well. So I don't know. Those Recaros, they're not a patch on the Recaros in the EP3 Anniversary Edition. The Recaros in my Type R are probably the most comfy seats I've ever been in. So yeah, the seats lose out there. So ultimately, I'd say my EP3 is better than this car. It's more comfortable, it's more fun, it's better looking. But, you know, if you're more practical and you're less petrol head oriented, and you're more with a bit of a performance and a bit of practicality and a bit of economy, it's probably one of the best cars to buy. You know, it ticks all round boxes. It's a really good all-rounder. But ultimately, being a petrol head, I prefer my EP3. And I sure as hell prefer my Golf. But as I say, the Golf is higher up. That's a mega hatch. These are hot hatches. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow it'll be the Seat, and then it's another video on that.